Who says you can't catch? It's like I'm on a pantomime. You ready? Who says you can't catch lightning in a bottle? I finally got Zeus's powers in a tub.
Stop right there! I have the power of Zeus!
I just wish he knew.
Hello there guys, welcome back in of course to yet again another Review Bros review on another pre-workout, and it's gonna be that time to find out whether it's something you can spend that hard-earned cash on. What does it come in the form of?
In the form of today, Storm Labs' Zeus pre-workout, sent kindly to us by Gym Power. Thank you guys, not to be confused with the other Zeus pre-workout we reviewed a few years ago.
No, is it going to carry an even similar hype to that bad boy? We're going to get into all those usuals, the taste, the price, the label, and of course, the real world effects of this in training. How's it going to come together? Well, we put out 3 honest reviews per week, guys. We ask just a few favours of you, please. Do like the video, do drop a comment below if you can, and do subscribe to the channel. We're here to save you money and find the supplements you need for this year and every other year coming forward.
Will this pack the power? Into taste and mixability, we've got red raspberry flavour.
Also actually comes in a bunch of other flavours, which I've got to say I was surprised to see. You come in different coloured tubs actually.
Ooh, pretty.
Look at that, pretty tub for you. So it comes in Arctic Blast, green apple, melon drip, sour gummy, and pineapple, and then of course the flavour we've got today, red raspberry. So
would you have chosen that flavour though? That's the question.
I don't know, maybe the gummy one or what? Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have said this was my last choice.
No.
Mixability, hard to tell, isn't it, in these... whenever you've got the non-coloured ones, or there is a bit on this bottom, I'd call it medium.
Yeah, I'd call it medium rare.
Medium rare mixability.
We was just saying that any of these non-coloured pre's always are a bit like sketchy, aren't they? They're the more high-powered ones.
Yeah,
so.
well that's what we've learnt historically, but then
Yeah.
you could say otherwise. You could say Crack's got a colour, you could say Excelsior's got a colour, and you could say Dark Energy's got a colour.
Ooh, so you could argue it either way.
But, let's see guys. Anyway, red raspberry going down. Sour.
Really sour, isn't it?
Nice though. I actually like it.
Yeah, I do. Could have stood to maybe put a bit more water in.
Yeah, really sour. But sour like a sour sweet. There's no way around it. It's like those toxic waste sweets. Do you remember them?
Yeah, isn't it?
I don't know how that would liken to USA guys out there, what sour sweets you've got. Like a sour, boiled candy sweet.
Boiled.
That's what they are, aren't they?
Susan Boyle. Yeah, a raspberry that's been molten down and boiled.
With sour sweets.
Yeah.
So, I actually like it. I like sour stuff though. If you don't like sour stuff, you're not going to like it.
I like it to a degree. This is probably on the limit, but I could just add more water anyway.
He could add more water. He could add some fruit juice or
Yeah,
some milk.
exactly.
I don't know about milk, but...
Oh.
So, I've got a score in mind, and I think this is going to... Well,
Have one more sip.
we'll see. No nasty aftertastes. Right, anyway.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, 9 out of 10.
8.5.
Yeah, I'm happy to go to 8.5, but it's around that realm, guys. So that is what we're saying. I don't think you'll complain unless you really don't like sour things.
Yeah.
If you really don't like sour things,
Add more water or try another flavour that's non-soury.
maybe. I don't know.
Unless
I
they're
don't
all
know.
sour.
I don't know.
It's a risk you have to take.
Anyway, let's move into the price point. What are we getting for the money?
And we're into that price segment, and if you want to pick it up, head over to gympower.co.uk where you can find this 30 serving tub on there with our discount code ReviewBros for
£38.70, guys. Nice little discount there. I think that works on anything at that website. We get no kickback for that. Use it as you will, guys. Now, you actually get a full 30 servings from this container, which is actually rare these days, wouldn't you say?
Almost unheard of.
Yeah, normally 20, 25, but this one, a real 30 servings. Now, when you do the math on that, it actually comes out to be just the £1.29. We're going to flash up the dollars below so the USA guys can see it. I think this is actually primarily a USA product, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
There's a picture of the USA on there.
Made in Las Vegas.
And I think the actual owner of this company reached out to me and said, hope you enjoy the product, because he saw that we got it from Gym Power. So anyway, I digress. We've got a consistent pricing scale here, a 5 out of 10 on that scale, albeit doesn't sound fantastic. That's what we personally consider to be absolutely bang average for today's pricing per serving for pre-workouts across the entire world. This one, on that price point of £1.29 a go, comes in at a very generous 7 out of 10. So I would actually say that's a considerable amount cheaper than your average product. Bearing in mind we're going half points, like 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7. So really good, really good. But obviously that's going on the taste and the price so far. Is it going to be worth it as we move into, of course, the label and the effects? Well, we're going to find out for you guys.
Let's see if things get stormy. Good one. Alright, let's get into this label then. So, we have got ourselves a 17.18 gram scoop, and you have to do a slightly above flat scoop to achieve that. First up, we've got Bolt Energy, and we're straight in at the deep end. 2 amino at 200.
Yeah, there you go, guys. The grey area ingredient, but ultimately a potent stimulant. Gives you highness, euphoria, focus and energy. DMHA.
Lovely. Will it be legit? Then we've got caffeine and hydrous at 300.
A typical amount, standard amount, not more, not less than average, I'd say. 3 cups worth of coffee, strong energy drink, gives you the stimulation and energy drive.
Nice. Pairing with that, we've got the cafe malate 100 milligrams.
Nice. We'll yield another, what, 75? 70, 75, so tops up that caffeine dosage. Obviously this one's a slower digesting form, therefore once it starts to wear off the caffeine anhydrous, this will take its place and hopefully leave you with more energy towards the end of your training session and not leave you with those nasty crashes.
Yeah, that we do not want. And we have Aria Durensis at 175.
Yeah, very nice dose, guys. Dubbed the natural version of a DMHA because it comes with similar properties in the form of euphoria, mood elevation, a little bit of energy, stimulation, and focus benefits.
Nice, and we don't wrap off just yet. We've got Synephrine at 30 milligrams.
Nice. Relatively low dose, but we'll take it nonetheless. It's a fat burner, guys. It's going to come with energy from the form of fat metabolisation, and it has also been shown to have some mood elevation effects.
Nice, so that's the stimulant package dealt with. Aaron said there is no calm before this storm, and now we headed to the pump and focus matrix. We've got L-citrulline malate, don't know the ratio, at 8 grams.
Good dose. Even if it was 1-to-1, which most are not, most are 2-to-1, even if it was worst case scenario, you're still getting the 4 grams of citrulline, which is, you know, a good amount for pumps, nitric oxide production, blood flow, nutrient delivery. Let's get swelling in the gym, hopefully.
Lovely. Then following up, we've got Agma Pure, which is a patented version of agmatine sulfate at 1 gram.
Yeah, good dose as well, guys. Again, another nitric oxide precursor, you know, getting things moving in the body, blood flow, vasodilation, and ultimately it'll work nicely with the citrulline started there, and it'll give you a long-lasting pump.
Lovely. Then we've got the carnosine version of beta-alanine at 3.2 grams.
Nice beta-alanine, effectively a good clinical dose there. For beta tingles, the paresthesia, itchy type feel as the pre-workout kicks in, we love it, gives us that sense of urgency. And once you've taken it for a long enough period of time, it will also help with endurance in the gym.
Lovely. They've got L-taurine at 1.5 grams.
Hydration and electrolyte balance, nice amino acid there.
L-tyrosine at 1 gram.
Good dose of amino acids. L-tyrosine for focus, cognition, clarity, coordination, calmness, calamity.
And now we've got something never before seen, a mega dose of black pepper at 25 milligrams.
Boom, biggest dose ever. Normally only see it at 5 milligrams. It's not too much of an exciting ingredient. Ultimately, it's just there for the digestion benefits it brings.
I've got something to be surprised about. We gave the taste an 8.5, 9 out of 10, and it's got that much black pepper.
I think that sourness really overpowered it.
Yeah, good job they did as well. Then we wrap off with your Himbine HCl at 4 milligrams.
Yeah, respectable dose, guys. Fat burner, potent one at that. Not to be confused with Alfeo. Most people think Alfeo's the stronger, but some people think this is stronger. We'll see. It might come with a side note of dribbles, cold sweats, fat metabolisation, but ultimately it's also in there for energy, and it's also an aphrodisiac, and it has some other health properties. So, it's all singing, all dancing at the end of the day.
Nice. So you go to gym, then you go to Bone Town after gym.
That's what we hope.
Not of each other though, don't worry guys.
Just to make that clear. Anyway, good label actually. I quite like it.
Yeah, I do. It's covering everything we want, isn't it?
Yeah, looking at the label, not for beginners, but is it for you stim junkies out there? Well, we're going to find out. Let's move into the effects. We are into the effects of this product. It's called Zeus, but no, it's not God Status Lab Zeus. It is indeed Storm Labs.
And
Zeus.
did it bring the storm today, Aaron?
Did it bring the storm? Well, you could start off at the beginning and say perhaps the calm before the storm. Beta-alanine is the ingredient we normally talk about first, because if it's in your product, 99% of the time it'll be the first thing you feel. And actually, in this one I'd say that's slightly different, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why's that?
Yeah, it was a bit too much of a calm before the storm, and the reason being we didn't really feel the beta-alanine at all. Like, if we didn't look at the label, we would assume it's not in there, which surprised us for a couple of reasons. Mega digestive aid, normal amount of beta-alanine, carnosine version.
Yeah, I've used this one 3 times now. I haven't felt the beta-alanine on it, which is a bit odd. Some people will say, oh, I've built up my tolerance, but I definitely feel it on most pre-workouts. So, it's not the end of the world. It really isn't. What comes in next is actually quite a nice wave of energy, wouldn't you, eh?
Yeah, about 30 minutes you feel the caffeine sort of come in. About 40 minutes and you feel the DMHA starting to come in. So we do think it is a legit source of the stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely that illicit feel to it. Like
M2.
Something's there. Something's in the background starting to work its way, and you get a sense of focus, you get a sense of dry mouth, thirstiness, the telltale signs of a DMHA-like substance. And that kicks in this product, guys. It really does. Energy was good, wasn't it?
Solid. Not too much to handle, but a nice, smooth, consistent amount through your training session.
Pumps for me were solid on this product. Not obviously 10 out of 10 range, but 8 out of 10, which is very good for a
stim-based product.
Yeah, you would call it an advanced stim junkie pre-workout. You're really only here for the DMHA, I would argue. I would argue for some people. But the pumps were good, weren't they?
Really
they were
nasty.
solid.
Hopefully you can see that in the training footage. So we're talking nice smooth energy, we're talking really nice pumps. What are we talking about the focus?
The focus for me probably was the best element.
Down to that DMHA.
It is fighting the energy, and it's fighting the pumps, I'd say. You do feel dialed in, you crack on through your training session at hand. You just get the job done, and that's ultimately what a pre-workout's for. I know,
and also a nice amount of highness as well. It's not an absolute whoa off your bonce highness. It's a nice level amount.
Yeah, you definitely get a tiny bit of nausea. You do get a bit of appetite suppression. You definitely get the thirst factor from the product. And like I said at the beginning, they're the signs of a DMHA type pre-workout.
Yeah.
What else comes with this product?
The Himbine, you don't really get any nasty effects. No cold sweats, no excessive dribbles, runny nose. There's not really any negatives to it besides
what I'm about to tell you. So, I've used this product 3 times. And I do enjoy it. But there is something for me that's actually unique to this product. I can't recall another time it's done it quite as extensively as this product. And that is, it puts me in a pretty bad mood.
Like a serious mood. Like, someone will tell a joke, you'll be like, ha.
Yeah, my face is just straight. And it actually gives me a pretty nasty crash. I mean, the first time I used this product, I used it with my other half. 40 minutes into the training session, my God, I felt dead. I just felt really in a bad mood. Like, I mean a bad mood. I don't know why. And I thought maybe it was just an off day, but then I feel it again now. Not like really bad mood, but just like a noticeable crash and mellow out, like.
Yeah, which you do tend to get that with DMHA, but it's just a little bit more prominent than normal here. But the actual, when you're in the gym itself, other than that one time you mentioned when it was sort of 40 minutes in, it's really effective. You know, you get that nice productive, nice amount of highness, euphoric, dialed in focus.
Now, whilst I feel dead, my brain still feels active. I still feel focused.
But the body's like...
Yeah, I'm just like this now. I could definitely sleep. And we used it, well, 2 hours ago. So I want to, I don't know, I want to say perhaps the feeling we're getting isn't DMHA. I'm not saying it isn't, guys. I'm not getting into all of that. But
not all DMHA is
for
built
me,
the same,
no,
is it?
not all DMHA is the same. For me, other DMHA products keep me going longer.
Savage pumps in the gym and the bedroom. Wolf pump.
But again, I don't know.
It could just be that it depends what other stimulants are paired with DMHA, like we discussed earlier. Like, it could have more of a backbone of higher caffeine, a bit of alpha-yo, some other fat-burning type ingredients, you know, some other things to bolster it up and help the longevity of it.
I think you can tell in the review, guys, I'm a bit more like, I don't know. I enjoyed the training session. It's just to the back end of the training session, and after I'm like,
you're like, what is life?
But then again, some people experience what I'm experiencing now on products like Dark Energy, and that they just sensed a nasty crash. Perhaps because it does bring you up high in terms of mental stimulation with the DMHA ingredient. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. But like I say, I've used it 3 times, and each time at the end, I'm just like.
So if you don't mind that bit of negative with a come down and / crash at the end, and you know you're someone that trains later on in the day and you tend to go to bed after training, it probably won't matter as much than if you're someone that trains early on, because then it will affect your day. Yeah,
and I don't want to, because obviously that's not selling it, what I'm saying, but at the same time, I did crush training.
Yeah, training was...
Really, I felt strong, endurance was good, despite the crash, you know, I kept going, and the crash for me today was right at literally as I was driving home, sort of thing.
Just as well, eh? So there's no real like off your bonce happiness, like ultra mood elevated vibe to it. Like, you won't feel like $1 million on it, but there is a bit of a highness feeling, you know, that sort of floaty feeling, but to a nice level, like I said. Anything else to add to that?
A unique one.
Yeah. So what
That's
we
the
would
truth.
argue is focus. And that highness is probably the standout feature. Just behind that is energy, and just behind that is pumps, but all are certainly very top tier, with that side dish of the come down / crash, suitable for stim junkies, not beginners.
I mean, I don't know, do you get the bad mood?
I wouldn't say bad mood, but I'd say serious mood, where like you're not really in the mood for any joking around.
No, yeah, that's probably a good way of putting it.
But
And some people want that.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. If that's what you're after.
Thumbs up. But if you're not, thumbs down.
It depends. This will make you Zeus from the DC universe, not Zeus from Marvel, who is a Joker.
Yeah, it'll put you in a serious mood. For me, it's like a serious, but also bad. Not angry, more like bad sad.
Yeah.
If that's such a thing.
Would you say it's worth the money and the flavouring?
I think actually it probably is. It tastes good, and it is actually, like I say, it's more affordable than an average pre-workout at that 7 out of 10 points. So it's worth the risk, sort of thing.
So overall score's going to be tricky, because we're going to say focus is like 9.5, energy's like 9, and pumps are like 8. But it depends how much we're going to let that negative come down impact our overall score, really.
Well, you think of it in your head. I'll think of it right now. This is very live, guys. We've not really spoke about this in depth before the review at all. So for me, I would say for the training session, 8.5, 9. For the after session, 3.
Session.
After, like the after,
after
training,
party.
the aftermath.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not even prepared. I'm not prepared to give it a score out of 10. I don't think.
You're not prepped.
No.
If I'm looking at it in the window of training and disregarding after training, I would give it like a solid 9 to 9.5 because you get everything you want from a stim junkie pre. It just depends how willing you are to take that on the chin with the old crash.
I wouldn't say it's. You will agree with me on this, even though you said 9.5, 9. It's not a strong stim junkie pre-workout.
No.
It don't slap you around the face. It's not a uncontrollable energy. It's actually quite a mellow stim junkie pre-workout, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say. It comes in smoothly, but it's definitely noticeable. It kind of feels along the lines of like an M2, along the lines of like a weaker hybrid.
For me, it's more like a God of War, God of Fire style.
Oh, is it?
Something like that, but perhaps with a quicker crash. But that's, again...
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, yeah. So, I don't know what to give it out of 10. And I can't recall a time where I've not been able to, but yeah. It just
With
puts
Edge of
me in
Insanity, I don't think you could.
Yeah, that was stupidly alpha yoey.
Yeah.
But take that for what you will, guys. I mean, it's unique.
Yeah.
It is unique.
I think we've said enough for them to make a decision on whether they want to buy it.
Yeah,
That's the key.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it might just be amplifying your act the day that you had at hand, but that's why I used it three times, because I wanted to check on that, but perhaps I just had 3 bad days. It can happen. It can. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so if you like the look of that...
Yeah, guys,
Head over to Gym
try not to
Power.
sound negative. Like, we killed the training session.
That's what matters, right?
And it has something illicit in it, so some people will want that. So if that sounds, yeah. If you, I'll tell you what is a good idea.
What?
If you've used it, guys, please,
Yeah.
please drop your comments below. We'll leave them. If you give it 10 out of 10 or if you give it 1 out of 10, it is your experiences that count. Let's turn this page into a forum.
Reddit style.
Yeah. Cheers for watching, guys. Thank you. All the best. Thanks, Gym Power. Well done, Storm Labs. Appreciate you all watching at home. And as always, of course,
Stay.
stimmed!